Hello everyone, I'm Jessamine Namukot. I'm one of the reporters in Group 4, the Rizalistas Spartan. Here are our summarized answers or syntheses regarding to the raised questions about territorial disputes. Question number 1. What do you understand about the territorial disputes involving the Spratly Islands and the Scarborough Shoal? China's claim to this island and shoal is the cause of the territorial disputes regarding the Spratly Islands and Scarborough Shoal. The Philippines is claiming ownership of the Scarborough Shoal because it sees it as a natural extension of its territory. Scarborough Shoal, which encompasses the majority of the South China Sea, is allegedly a part of China's 9-dash line. As well as other pieces of land in the South China Sea, China has begun creating artificial islands on reefs in the Spratly Islands. In the South China Sea, which is the subject of competing claims, are these two islands. Question number 2. What is your stand or opinion on the said territorial disputes? Our stand or opinion would be the territorial disputes involving the Spratly Islands and the Scarborough Shoal should be settled amicably through dialogue and with respect for the sovereignty of all parties involved. It is crucial that we comprehend one another's viewpoints on this matter before making any decisions so that we can reach an agreement that will be advantageous to all parties. Since the Spratly Islands and the Scarborough Shoal are both significant, it is imperative that these territorial conflicts be settled through communication and talks between all parties. It is already abundantly evident that the Filipino people alone are the rightful owners of the South China Sea and West Philippine Sea. Question number 3. How do you feel about the stand and approach of former President Benigno Aquino Jr. on this issue? His arguments covered a wide range of topics demonstrating the Philippines' sovereignty over these territories using historical evidence and legal precedents. Additionally, it appears to me that China will get its way no matter what, as their Navy and Coast Guard continue to patrol and chastise Filipino fishermen in the Philippines fishing grounds, even after the arbitral tribunal established under the Law of the Sea Convention issued an unanimous and enduring ruling that firmly rejects the People's Republic of China's expansive South China Sea maritime claims as having any basis in international law. He was the one who took China to court, and I genuinely believe it was a daring move given that it affects the welfare of the nation. It was the greatest option at the time because China was aggressively consolidating its control over the disputed areas, which they assert as being entirely theirs. Question number 4. How do you feel about the stand and approach of former President Rodrigo R. Duterte on this issue? Former President Rodrigo R. Duterte's stand and approach is different to what President Aquino did. Despite former President Rodrigo R. Duterte's wildlife approach during his administration, he chose to be a meek sheep in dealing the territorial dispute against the country's ultimate enemy, China. President Rodrigo Duterte wanted to show the China that we are fighting if peace talks won't work. We will take action. Question number 5. As a Filipino citizen, what must be the right and proper approach to deal with the matter? As a Filipino citizen, the right and proper approach to deal with the matter is letting the law dominate it all. We are all bound to unity because of law. Giving way to it is the best thing to do. If supporting the trend urging for a tough defense against China, war is the only plausible endgame. And we won't risk the life of the Filipinos because of the assentation in the said matter. We resort to brutality and bloodbath as the welfare of our beloved country is at stake. We will let law tend matter. The existence of the Arbitral Tribunal Court and International Tribunal Court was established for dispute such as this. So that's it for my report. Let's now turn our attention to Ms. Gamayot as she will report the remaining questions. Bye!
Thank you, Ms. Namokot. I affirm you for presenting our responses to the first 5 questions. Now, allow me to present and share to you our synthesized responses to the remaining questions 6 to 9. Question number 6. What are the critical points of the Arbitral Tribunal's ruling in the South China arbitration? The critical points of the Arbitral Tribunal's ruling in the South China arbitration are the following. The Arbitral Tribunal, constituted under the 1982 Law of the Sea Convention, delivered unanimous and enduring decision that firmly rejects the People's Republic of China's expansive South China Sea maritime claims as having basis in international law. Predictably, China reacted negatively to the ruling, maintaining it was null and void. China may take assertive and inflammatory steps to defend its position. But on July 12, 2016, the Arbitral Tribunal adjudicating the Philippines case against China in the South China Sea ruled overwhelmingly in favor of the Philippines, determining that major elements of China's claim, including its 9-dash line, recent land reclamation activities, and other activities in Philippine waters, violated Philippines' sovereignty over its exclusive economic zone and continental shelf based on the rules set forth by UNCLOS or United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Question number 7. Do you agree with its decision? Why or why not? Majority of us in our group agreed with the decision made by the tribunal for its final and binding decision based on the documents from Philippines and China, records of the United Nations, and jurisprudence on international maritime cases. The Arbitral Tribunal would not release such verdict if evidences of Philippines' claim are not that strong. Question number 8. How did China take the proceedings and the decision? Do you agree with China? Why or why not? China refused to accept the tribunal's jurisdiction and participate in the proceedings. That it published a position paper elaborating its claims and as to why the tribunals have no jurisdiction over the case. With that being said, we do not agree with how China responded to the ruling. What we think is that they are feeding their greed and pride and has stepped on the territorial and sovereignty rights of the Philippines, who among is the most favorable owner of the said maritime features being disputed. Question number 9. What can you suggest to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on dealing with the People's Republic of China, especially regarding the territorial issue? We will verbatimly say and suggest to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to never opt for violence, always opt for peace, to find peaceful resolution with China. That doesn't mean becoming its crony. It is just to take a well-deliberated step concerning the welfare of the country and to the both countries. That's all. Maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig. We Group 4 hope that you gained ample learnings from our presentation. May mga katanungan ba kayo? I-komento nyo lang dito. Muli, thank you so much.